Alright everyone, this is Dan at ArmoryPaintball.com, and as you can see, this is a giant closet, but you're in for a surprise. This is main storage 101. Alright, so you're looking at, I believe this holds roughly 50 paintball guns, plus whatever I have down on the bottom here, down there, those cases for Valken, Protons, Ecos, Bob Longs. There's actually a Sandridge down there that I need to get to still. Here we have the pumps on the bottom shelf because they're the heaviest. Next we have a whole bunch of Intimidators. These are all for sale on my site. We have some Toxic and NYX DM3s, some more Intimidators. If you look at that right there, you can actually see that there's a poison sign on the on the back of the Toxic. That thing is awesome. And then up here we have some others, some Ecos, etc. Alright, so let's go over a little bit how one of these is done. Let's go back to the Toxic, for example. So any extra parts that I need are kept right next to it. It's an extra Toxic breech that we'll get to later. I'm going to do a video on the Toxic specifically. And the barrel, if I can get the right zoom on this, actually is threads out, so wrong barrel. It actually threads out, so it comes out super simple, and you can just grab the marker by the palm of the hand. Comes out ready to test, and I mean, this is just the way that I like to store them. It's not exactly portable. I can't bring it with me when I travel from New Jersey to Massachusetts, for example, but when it sits here in my storage locker, this is probably the most space-saving way to do it. I tried other ways of stacking them with trays in between them, or other methods such as bubble wrap. It just got to be too messy. It was hard to manage, and you can actually buy one of these cabinets at Lowe's. It comes with a blank cabinet, comes with all these black shells you see here, and it comes with everything you need to fix them, and it's a kit, so you have to put it together. It's actually pretty self-explanatory. There's really good directions for it, and what I actually did was I added these, as you can see, these plywood lightweight slats in between each one to partition them off to fit guns. It was a challenge to measure them out correctly. I believe there's, let's see here, there's got to be only, I think it's like 3 inches or so in between each board to fit each gun perfectly. As you can see in the corner slots were a little bit shorter. They're still 3 inches, but they're 3 inches inside this beam here, so it makes it only certain markers can fit there. That's okay. And so what we did was we took these, if you can see here, let me zoom in on this. So what you have is you have not only the ASA of some very nice Eclipse guns, but so here's your plywood block, but you see this white part here? That is a rail. It's a metal rail that my father and I took and cut into, I believe they were foot-long partitions, and we used that as the medium to connect all of these plywood pieces. So what it would be is you have the plastic shelf, then you have this white rail on each and every one of these, then you have the plywood piece, and what we would do is we would stick the plywood piece on top with the rail on it after measuring out the distance correctly, and then one of the two of us would go underneath the piece while it was on a workbench and drill up into each one of these. So there's actually screws, 2 screws holding in each and every one of these slats. It was a long project, but the biggest thing was the first shelf. Figuring out what dimensions you wanted was really difficult. You could do it to fit anything. You could do it to fit pod packs, masks, anything. Masks would be pretty cool because you wouldn't have to worry about dust or anything on the lenses. But so we did it for guns. It's a great space saver. If anyone has any questions, please let me know. I was actually thinking about putting some panels, some pegboards over on the inside of the doors here to save some space. But I'm going to have to do some further measuring on that because of these. This sticks out a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see if I can fit maybe a few more. But this is the entire cabinet. The best part is, folds up nice and neat. The best part is if this was ever outside of a storage locker, it's lockable. Might not be of the biggest, highest grade construction. It's all very lightweight, very composite plastic. So this cabinet's actually pretty light. You could almost pick it up if it didn't have the guns in it by yourself. It's just a little bit wide. And that's it. If you have any questions on this, please let me know. Thanks. This is Dan at ArmorPaintball.com.